Learn to calm your mind. Introduction. Have you ever wondered why peace feels so far away, even when your life seems fine on the outside? You go through your day, check off your to-do list, smile at the world, and yet inside, something still feels unsettled. It's because chaos doesn't begin in the world. It begins in the mind. And here's the truth most people ignore. You cannot live a calm life with a stormy mind. Your thoughts race like an engine that never shuts off. Your emotions rise and fall with every minor disturbance. You chase clarity in noise, in screens, in conversations, in distractions, and wonder why nothing ever truly changes. You feel exhausted not because life is too heavy, but because your mind hasn't known silence in a long time. But what if you could train your mind to stay calm, no matter what the world throws at you? What if you didn't have to escape your thoughts, because they no longer had the power to hurt you? What if peace wasn't something far away, but something you could activate within seconds from the inside out? In this audiobook, you'll discover the art of inner stillness, and how a calm mind doesn't just change how you feel. It changes what you attract. Because the truth is simple, but life-changing. When your mind becomes quiet, life begins to speak. Suddenly, the path ahead becomes clear. The noise outside loses its grip, and your energy stops leaking into things that don't matter. Let's begin the journey inward, to master the mind and unlock the peace that's already waiting for you. Not outside, not tomorrow, but here, right now, within you. Chapter 1. Understand the nature of a chaotic mind. A chaotic mind is not broken. It is not evil. It is not your enemy. It is simply untrained. Most people go through life on autopilot, constantly reacting to everything without realizing it. A notification, a rude comment, a sudden worry about the future, an old memory from the past. All of it pulls you without your permission. You feel anxious, distracted, overwhelmed, and you don't even know why. That's because the mind, when left untrained, becomes wild. It jumps from one thought to another like a monkey swinging from tree to tree, never resting, never focusing, always hungry for something. One moment you're reliving an argument from yesterday, the next you're imagining a failure that hasn't even happened. You replay mistakes. You obsess over what others think. You try to predict the future. You overanalyze the past. And all of this keeps you trapped in your head, far away from the present moment. But here's what most people never learn. Your thoughts are not always true. Just because a thought appears in your mind doesn't mean it's real. Most thoughts are automatic, habitual patterns shaped by fear, conditioning, and past experience. They are not facts, they are not commands, they are merely suggestions, options, and you always have the power to accept them or let them go. The chaos you feel isn't who you are, it's just what happens when you believe every thought you think. The first step to calming your mind is to stop identifying with every passing emotion, fear, or judgment. You are not your thoughts, you are the awareness behind them. A calm mind doesn't mean you stop thinking. It means you stop being controlled by your thoughts. It means you stop reacting to everything immediately. You become more aware, more conscious, more centered. You learn to sit with yourself, to breathe through discomfort, to stay present when your mind wants to escape. You begin to detach from the need to control everything, to predict every outcome, to chase certainty. You let go of the addiction to what if and learn to trust what is. And in that stillness, something powerful happens. You begin to hear the voice beneath all the noise, the voice of your calm, your clarity, your higher self. The more you listen, the quieter your chaos becomes, and slowly the untrained mind becomes your greatest ally, steady, focused, and free. Chapter 2. Control your attention. Control your peace. Your attention is the most powerful force you possess. Where it goes, your energy flows. and whatever you give energy to grows. Most people don't lose their peace because of major disasters or tragedies. They lose it in the small, invisible ways, scrolling endlessly, checking what others are doing, reacting to someone's bad mood, or replaying an old memory like it's happening now. It's not the world that steals your peace. It's your uncontrolled attention that hands it away, piece by piece. Your mind becomes what it consumes. So if your attention is constantly scattered between chaos, negativity, comparison, or fear, your inner world will reflect that confusion. But the opposite is also true. If you learn to control where your attention goes, you begin to build a calm, clear, and powerful mind. This is where true transformation begins, not by changing the world, but by changing how much of it you let into your mind. You have to become ruthlessly selective about what you focus on. You don't need to read every headline. You don't need to respond to every message. You don't need to solve every problem that isn't yours. Protect your attention like it's sacred, because it is. The same way you wouldn't let just anyone into your home, don't let just any thought or influence into your mind. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to unplug. You are allowed to protect your peace. This is not about avoiding life, it's about living it more consciously. When you reclaim your focus, you reclaim your power. You begin to live on your own terms, rather than being pulled around by every distraction and demand. Start small. Each morning, before checking your phone or diving into tasks, pause, breathe, set an intention. Ask yourself, where do I want my attention to go today? And more importantly, where do I refuse to let it go? When your attention is guided by awareness instead of impulse, you stop living in reaction and start living in creation. A calm mind is not a lucky accident. It is the result of consistent, intentional focus. And the more you train your attention, the more peaceful your mind becomes until one day the noise of the world no longer shakes you, because your peace no longer lives outside of you. Chapter 3. Stillness is strength. We live in a world that praises speed, noise, and constant motion. You're taught to hustle, to talk more, to react fast, to do something, anything, just to avoid being still. But here's the truth. Stillness isn't weakness. It's your hidden strength. When your mind is constantly moving, reacting, and reaching, you become easy to disturb. Every small inconvenience triggers you. Every opinion stings. Every delay frustrates you. But when you learn the power of stillness, everything changes. Stillness doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing everything with intention. It's the strength to pause before you speak, to hold silence when your ego wants to defend itself, to stay calm when the world tries to provoke you. Most people react out of fear, habit, or insecurity. They rush to speak without thinking. They panic at the first sign of uncertainty. They explode emotionally without knowing why. But the person who has trained their mind to be still becomes unshakable. They respond, not react. They observe, not absorb. They listen, not just to others, but to themselves. Stillness gives you clarity, and clarity gives you power. When your mind is still, you can hear what's actually going on beneath the noise. You can feel your intuition more clearly. You make better decisions. You stop giving your energy to things that don't deserve it. Stillness allows you to own your space. It says, I don't have to chase validation. I don't need to prove myself. I don't need to control everything. I trust that my calm is more powerful than any chaos outside of me. This kind of strength takes practice. You will have to train yourself to be comfortable in silence. You will have to resist the urge to rush in and fix everything. You will have to learn to breathe through discomfort without running from it. But the reward is worth it. A mind that doesn't flinch at drama, a heart that doesn't panic in the unknown, a life that moves slowly, with purpose, peace, and power. In a world addicted to noise, your stillness becomes your superpower, not because it makes you passive, but because it makes you precise. Stillness doesn't mean you stop moving. It means you stop moving blindly. Chapter 4. Let go of what you can't control. We live in a world obsessed with control. We try to control our outcomes, our environment, our relationships, and even our thoughts. We are convinced that the more we control, the safer we'll be, the more successful we'll become, and the happier we'll feel. But the harsh truth is this: you cannot control everything. You cannot control how others treat you. You cannot control the way the world shifts. You cannot control what people think or what they do. And if you try to, you'll only drain your energy, build frustration, and invite stress into your life. Control is a natural instinct. It's human to want to feel secure, to want to shape your environment according to your preferences. But the reality is that the more you try to control everything outside of you, the less control you have over yourself. The less control you have over your inner peace. When we cling to control, we cling to anxiety. We worry constantly about what could go wrong, about what we might lose, about what's out of our hands. And in doing so, we forget the truth. Real peace comes not from controlling the external, but from mastering the internal. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means surrendering to the flow of life. It means trusting that everything will unfold as it's meant to, even if it doesn't look like what you imagined. It means choosing to focus on the things that are in your control, your responses, your mindset, your attitude, and letting go of everything else. The first step in letting go is acceptance. Accept that there are things beyond your influence. There are people who will disappoint you. There are circumstances that will challenge you. There will be moments that feel uncertain and outcomes you can't predict. But the more you try to wrestle with these uncertainties, the more you waste your energy on things you cannot change. The more you exhaust yourself, emotionally and mentally, by holding on to things that were never meant to be yours to control. Choose to focus on what you can control. You can control your mindset. You can control how you react. You can control your emotional responses. You can control your habits, your actions, and your thoughts. These are the areas that shape your life. These are the areas that define your peace. Letting go doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're wise enough to stop fighting battles that don't serve you. It means you have the strength to trust that life will unfold as it should. You don't have to control every aspect of your life in order to thrive. You don't have to force things into place for them to be meaningful. The most powerful thing you can do is release the urge to control and trust that the universe has its own timing. You will experience discomfort in the process. Letting go feels like losing control, but it's not. It's gaining freedom. Freedom from fear, freedom from obsession, freedom from worry, and ultimately, freedom from the mental clutter that holds you back from experiencing true peace. Imagine your mind like a house. When you're constantly trying to control everything around you, the doors and windows are sealed shut. The air is stagnant, the space feels cramped, and you're trapped inside. But when you let go of control, you open the windows. You let in fresh air. You give yourself space to breathe. In this space of letting go, you discover peace not because everything around you is perfect, but because your mind is no longer at war with the world. You learn to flow with life, to adapt, to accept, to trust. You create peace not by controlling the world, but by controlling the one thing that matters most, yourself. Chapter 5. Breathe through the storm. When life throws challenges your way and the storm within you starts to rage, when your thoughts become a whirlwind of worries, your heart races and emotions surge like waves crashing against the shore, it's easy to feel like you're drowning. The more you try to control the situation, the more out of control you feel. It's a vicious cycle, and one that seems inescapable when you're caught in the turbulence of life's unpredictability. Yet in the eye of this storm, there is a simple, natural tool that is always within your reach: your breath. It's something so basic, so automatic, that we often overlook its power. When emotions rise and the world feels like it's spinning out of control, it's easy to forget that the one thing you can always control, the one thing that can help you reclaim your peace, is the rhythm of your breath. Too often, in times of stress or overwhelm, our breath becomes shallow, quick and disjointed. We gasp for air, unknowingly amplifying our anxiety. Our breath mirrors our chaotic thoughts and emotions, and just like the storm outside, it spirals into a frenzy. But here's the secret: when you take control of your breath, you take control of your inner storm. Deep, slow, and purposeful breathing is the antidote to panic, fear, and stress. When you breathe deeply, it signals to your body that you are safe, that you are grounded, and that you can handle whatever comes your way. The moment you consciously breathe, you slow down your heart rate, you ease tension in your muscles, and you break the cycle of chaos within your mind. You return to the present moment. You cease identifying with your scattered thoughts, and instead center your attention on the very rhythm of your existence, your breath. And in this act of mindful breathing, you create space. Space between your thoughts and your actions, between your reaction and your response. In this space, you regain control. Your emotions no longer dictate your responses. Your breath does. This is the essence of mental and emotional mastery, learning to pause, breathe, and then respond with clarity and intention, rather than reacting in haste, fear, or frustration. Breathing through the storm doesn't mean the storm goes away. It means you learn to navigate it with grace. Life will always throw challenges at you, disruptions, disappointments, unexpected turns, but the more you practice this simple act of breathing through the storm, the more resilient and unshaken you become. The storm may rage around you, but you become the calm at its center. It may feel impossible at first, especially when emotions are running high. But as with any practice, it becomes easier with time. Each deep breath that you take strengthens your ability to withstand life's challenges with peace. It teaches you that no matter how loud the world gets, you don't have to lose yourself in it. With each mindful breath, you remind yourself that you are not the storm. You are the observer, the witness, the one who can choose how to respond. You are not controlled by your emotions. You are the one who controls how you navigate them. This practice, simple as it may seem, is a transformative tool in your journey toward a calm, peaceful life. It's a tool that's always available to you, no matter where you are or what's going on around you. When you find yourself caught in the midst of anxiety, panic, or stress, all you have to do is pause and breathe. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. With each breath, you connect more deeply with your true self, the part of you that is unshaken, no matter what chaos surrounds you. In that pause, you find your strength. In that breath, you find your peace. And as you continue to practice this, it becomes second nature. Your body remembers how to return to calm. Your mind becomes clearer. Your life begins to feel more stable, more grounded, and more at ease. This is the secret to navigating life's storms. You don't need to control everything. You don't need to escape. You don't need to fight against the waves. You only need to breathe and let the storm pass through you. And with each storm that passes, you grow stronger, more centered, and more at peace. Breathe through the storm, and you will find the calm that is always waiting for you on the other side. Chapter 6. Remove noise, invite clarity. In today's world, noise is everywhere. It's in the background of every conversation, in every notification, in every advertisement, and even in the constant buzz of your own thoughts. This noise can be loud and overwhelming, pulling your attention in so many directions that you can hardly hear yourself think. The noise of the world has a way of taking over your mind, pushing out peace and clarity, leaving you feeling lost, distracted, and unsettled. But here's the secret to calming your mind. You don't have to let the noise control you. The key to finding inner peace is learning to remove the noise, not just external noise, but the internal noise as well, The constant chatter in your head, the endless what-ifs and shoulds, the judgments and worries that cycle over and over. This mental clutter keeps you from being fully present, from enjoying the moment, and from making clear decisions. It's the opposite of clarity. To start finding peace, you need to create space in your mind. This doesn't mean escaping from the world or shutting yourself off from reality. It means consciously choosing what you allow into your awareness and making time for stillness. Think of your mind like a room. If the room is full of clutter, papers, boxes, old furniture, there's no space to move, to think, or to breathe. It feels cramped, heavy, and chaotic. But when you clear out the clutter, the room becomes open, fresh, and full of possibility. How do you clear the mental clutter? The first step is limit your exposure to unnecessary distractions. Start by simplifying your environment. If you're constantly surrounded by noise, whether it's from social media, the news, or people around you, cut back. Set boundaries. Turn off notifications. Create moments of silence in your day. This doesn't mean you have to avoid the world. It means you're choosing to protect your peace. You need to quiet the internal noise. This is where meditation, deep breathing, or even just a few moments of stillness come in. The more you practice sitting quietly with yourself, the more you'll begin to notice the difference between your thoughts and your true self. Most of the time, your thoughts are not facts. They're just fleeting ideas, worries, or judgments that come and go. When you allow yourself to sit quietly, you'll realize that these thoughts don't need your attention. They'll pass on their own, and in the space they leave behind, clarity arises. Clarity doesn't happen by forcing it. It happens by creating the conditions for it to appear. This means allowing yourself time without distractions, time to reflect, to listen to your intuition, and to think deeply. When you give yourself this space, your mind becomes clearer, your thoughts become sharper, and you'll be able to make decisions with confidence and ease. When you remove the noise, you start to hear what matters most, your true voice. You'll notice what really brings you joy, what aligns with your values, and what you need to let go of. The more you practice clearing out the distractions, the more naturally this clarity will flow. Creating a quieter, clearer mind doesn't happen overnight. It's a practice, a daily commitment to protecting your peace and being intentional about what you focus on. But with time, you'll notice a shift. Life will feel simpler, decisions will feel easier, your mind will feel lighter, and most importantly, you'll feel more at peace with yourself and the world around you. The world will always be noisy, but you have the power to choose how much of that noise you allow in. The more you create space in your mind and your life, the more room there is for clarity, peace, and the energy to live fully. Clear the clutter, silence the distractions, and invite clarity into your life. You'll find that in that space of stillness, you are free. Chapter 7. A calm mind attracts a calm life. The life you lead is a direct reflection of the mind you hold. If your mind is chaotic, filled with fear, doubt, and constant worry, then your life will mirror that confusion. The decisions you make will be clouded by stress and uncertainty, and your interactions with the world will feel strained and unsettling. But when your mind is calm, centered, and focused, you begin to see the world differently. Your perspective shifts. Life becomes clearer, more manageable, and more peaceful. A calm mind isn't just about feeling good. It's about creating the life you want. When your mind is calm, your energy is focused. You begin to attract situations, people, and opportunities that match that energy. Think about it. When you're calm, you respond to challenges with clarity instead of reacting impulsively. You make better decisions. You see opportunities where others see obstacles. You are able to navigate life's challenges with grace because you are not lost in the storm of your own thoughts and emotions. The most powerful part of a calm mind is its ability to attract what you want. This isn't some mystical law of attraction. It's a very real, practical truth. What you put out into the world is what you get back. When you are calm, you exude confidence, peace, and clarity. You attract people who are aligned with your values. You attract opportunities that resonate with your purpose. You attract situations that help you grow. Your calm energy becomes magnetic. But here's the catch. You can't fake this. You can't pretend to be calm while your mind is still spinning out of control. A calm life comes from a calm mind, and that calmness must be genuine. It's something you create by choosing to let go of stress, to stop chasing external validation, and to stop worrying about the things you cannot control. It's about learning to trust that everything you need is already within you, and that peace is not something you have to chase. It is something you can choose in every moment. How do you cultivate a calm mind? It starts with practicing the principles you've learned so far, releasing control, breathing through challenges, clearing out mental clutter, and choosing where you focus your attention. But it also means giving yourself grace. Life will not always be peaceful. There will be moments of frustration, fear, and uncertainty. But with a calm mind, you can navigate those moments without losing your peace. And when you do this, your life begins to align with that peace. Imagine this. Your mind is like a compass. If it is always spinning, you'll never know which direction to go. But when you quiet your thoughts, your inner compass points you in the right direction. You'll know what to do, what to say, and how to act, because you're no longer being pulled by the noise of the world. You're being guided by your inner calm. This calmness doesn't just help you navigate your own life, it helps you serve others. When you are at peace, you become a beacon of calm for those around you. Your presence becomes soothing. You are able to listen deeply, speak thoughtfully, and support others without getting caught up in their chaos. You lead by example, showing others that peace is possible, even in the most difficult of times. A calm mind is not the absence of problems, it's the presence of perspective. It's the ability to respond to life's challenges with clarity, without being overwhelmed. It's the recognition that you don't need to control everything around you to be at peace. You only need to master the one thing you can control, yourself. When you cultivate a calm mind, you begin to attract a calm life. A life where you are able to thrive, not just survive. A life where challenges are met with grace, where opportunities align with your purpose, and where peace becomes a constant, not a fleeting moment. This is the power of a calm mind. It transforms not just how you feel, but how you experience the world. Let go of the need to control, and trust that as you calm your mind, your life will naturally follow. You don't have to chase peace. It's already inside you, waiting to be unlocked. The more you nurture that peace, the more it will shape the life you've always wanted. Chapter 8. Embrace the power of silence. In a world that never seems to stop talking, silence has become a rare commodity. We live in a constant stream of noise. Social media, news, podcasts, music, conversations, all designed to keep our attention, to distract us, to fill the spaces between our thoughts. But here's the reality. True peace comes from silence. It is in the quiet moments that we reconnect with ourselves, that we hear the whispers of our intuition, and that we find the clarity we crave. Silence isn't just the absence of sound, it's the presence of awareness. Many people fear silence because it exposes the noise within. When everything around you goes quiet, the mind often starts to race, filling the space with worries, regrets, and anxieties. But this is exactly why silence is so powerful. It allows us to observe what's going on in our minds without being consumed by it. It's in silence that we begin to recognize the difference between our thoughts and our true self. The noise of the world becomes background music to the peace inside you. Embracing silence isn't about avoiding the world. It's about creating moments of stillness where you can recharge, reflect, and reset. These moments don't have to be long. Sometimes even a few minutes of quiet can bring profound clarity. Whether it's through meditation, a quiet walk, or simply sitting in a room with no distractions, silence gives you the space to hear yourself think and to be in tune with your emotions. In silence, you can find answers to questions you've been avoiding. You can process your emotions without the need to talk them out with others. You can reconnect with your deeper sense of purpose. But silence also has a way of helping you let go of unnecessary noise, negative thoughts, external pressures and judgments, allowing you to move through life with greater ease and confidence. When you begin to embrace silence, you'll notice something amazing. The more comfortable you become with being alone with your thoughts, the less you feel the need to fill every moment with distractions. The mind begins to settle, and you begin to recognize the peace that's always been there, beneath the surface. You start to hear the quiet wisdom within you, the wisdom that tells you when to act, when to pause, and when to let go. Silence also enhances your relationships. In a world filled with constant communication, silence allows you to be present with others without feeling the need to talk endlessly. It gives you the ability to listen deeply, to hear not just the words being spoken, but the emotions behind them. The power of silence is not in what you say, but in what you choose not to say. When you're comfortable with just being there, with giving others space to speak without interruption. Silence can be a gift, a bridge between souls, where words aren't necessary to understand one another. But silence isn't always easy. It requires vulnerability and a willingness to be with yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. It means facing your fears, your insecurities, and your doubts without the distraction of noise to cover them up. But in this discomfort, silence teaches you something important. You don't need to run from your emotions. You don't need to avoid your thoughts. You can sit with them, observe them, and let them pass. Silence gives you the power to become the observer of your own mind, rather than being swept away by every passing thought. As you make silence a regular practice in your life, you'll discover a profound shift. The noise of the world no longer has the same power over you. You won't be swayed by every opinion, every piece of drama, every demand that life throws at you. Instead, you'll begin to navigate life from a place of inner calm, able to respond with clarity rather than react impulsively. Embrace the power of silence. Don't fear it. Make it a priority to create space for quiet moments each day, and watch as your mind grows clearer, your heart lighter, and your sense of peace deeper. In silence, you'll find the answers you've been searching for, and the calm you've always longed for. And in that stillness, you'll discover that the world doesn't need to be loud for you to be heard. Chapter 9. Your actions speak louder than words. In a world full of opinions, advice, and endless chatter, it's easy to believe that words are what define us. We think that talking more, sharing our thoughts, and expressing ourselves constantly is the key to being heard and understood. But here's a powerful truth. Actions speak louder than words. In fact, actions are the true language of your soul, and they reveal who you really are, far beyond the surface-level words you speak. Words are important, don't get me wrong. They have the power to inspire, to motivate, and to connect. But words without action are like empty promises, words that are easily forgotten, dismissed, or ignored. Action, on the other hand, has weight. It carries energy, intention, and truth. Your actions reflect your deepest values, desires, and character. They are a clear indicator of what truly matters to you. Every decision you make, every choice you take, every step you take, speaks volumes about who you are. When you say you want peace but your actions are filled with chaos, the world sees the disconnect. When you claim to care about something, but your behavior shows the opposite, your true feelings become clear. Our actions reveal what we truly prioritize. It's not enough to just talk about who we want to be or what we want to achieve. To truly embody those words, we must take action that aligns with our values, The beauty of actions is that they don't need to be loud, they don't need to be announced. Sometimes the most powerful action is the one that is quiet, subtle, and consistent. It's the act of showing up every day, even when no one is watching. It's the choice to act with integrity, to follow through on your commitments, and to live in alignment with your values. These small daily actions accumulate and create a ripple effect that can change the world, one step at a time. When you take action, you also teach others the power of doing rather than just talking. Your actions create a path for others to follow. You become a living example of what is possible. People will learn from what you do, not just what you say. If you claim to live by certain principles but your actions don't reflect them, others won't take you seriously. But when your actions mirror your words, you gain trust, respect, and influence. The power of action is that it creates momentum. It turns intentions into results. It is through action that we bring our dreams, desires, and plans to life. When you act, you move forward. Even if it's only a small step at a time, every action, no matter how small, is progress. And the more you act, the more you build momentum toward your goals and the life you want to create. But here's the deeper truth. Your actions are not just about achieving goals. They are about who you become in the process. Every time you take action, you are shaping your character. You are strengthening your resilience, your discipline, and your commitment to your purpose. Your actions mold your identity. They reveal the version of yourself that you are working to become. When you consistently take actions that align with your highest values, you build a life of integrity, authenticity, and fulfillment. Your actions define your legacy. When you leave this world, what will people remember about you? Will they remember your words, or will they remember the impact of your actions? The choices you made, the way you lived, the way you treated others, the way you contributed, these are the things that define your legacy. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to act. Stop overthinking and waiting for everything to be just right. The perfect moment to take action is right now. Don't let your words be the only thing that defines you. Let your actions speak the truth of who you are and what you stand for. Start small, but start today. Let your actions shape your future and let your life be a testament to the power of living with purpose, authenticity, and integrity. Chapter 10. Silence brings inner peace and self-understanding. In the noise of everyday life, it's easy to forget that true peace doesn't come from external circumstances. It comes from within. The world will always be loud. It will always be filled with distractions, challenges, and demands. But the one thing that can never be taken from you, the one thing you can always find, is silence. And it is in this silence that you will discover the peace that resides deep within your soul. Silence doesn't mean isolation or avoidance. It's not about running away from the world or locking yourself in a room with no distractions. True silence is an inner stillness, a quieting of the mind. It's the ability to sit with yourself without needing anything else to fill the space. It's about finding peace, not by controlling your surroundings, but by mastering your inner world. When you embrace silence, you begin to hear your own thoughts, your own desires, and your own truths. You start to become aware of the layers of noise that have built up in your mind, thoughts that no longer serve you, beliefs that limit you, fears that hold you back. The beauty of silence is that it allows you to listen. It's in the quiet moments that you begin to hear the deeper parts of yourself, the part of you that isn't shaped by other people's opinions, the part that isn't influenced by society's expectations, the part that speaks to you from your core. When you allow yourself to sit in silence, you begin to peel away the layers of distraction and find clarity. You begin to hear your intuition more clearly, to understand your true desires, and to realize what truly matters to you. Silence allows you to connect with your authentic self, the version of you that exists beyond the noise of the world. It's in silence that you can begin to heal. We are constantly bombarded by external stimuli, people telling us what to think, what to believe, what to do. But when you take time to be still, to be silent, you create space for self-reflection. You give yourself permission to feel your emotions without judgment, to process your pain without fear. In the quiet moments, you allow your mind and heart to heal, to release old wounds, and to find peace with your past. This process of inner healing is essential for growth. When you learn to sit with yourself in silence, you create the opportunity for transformation. Silence also brings perspective. When everything around you is chaotic, it's hard to see the bigger picture. But in stillness, you rise above the noise. You see situations for what they really are, not through the lens of your emotions or biases. You gain the ability to detach from the drama and see things from a place of calm understanding. This perspective helps you make better decisions, to act with clarity and intention rather than reacting in haste or fear. Silence sharpens your ability to discern, to evaluate what is truly important, and to let go of what no longer serves you. In a world that glorifies busyness and constant action, silence is your greatest ally. It's where your peace lies. It's where your wisdom comes from. It's where you reconnect with your true self. The more you embrace silence in your life, the more you realize that peace isn't something you have to chase. It's something you can create within yourself, simply by being still. Take time every day to cultivate silence. Find a moment to pause, to breathe, and to be present with yourself. Whether it's through meditation, a quiet walk, or simply sitting in a room with no distractions, make space for silence in your day. As you do, you'll notice that the more silent you become, the more your life becomes aligned with peace. Your mind will calm, your heart will soften, and your life will begin to flow more effortlessly. Silence brings you closer to who you truly are. It removes the clutter, the distractions, and the noise that drown out your inner voice. In silence, you rediscover the peace that is always available to you, waiting to be felt. The more you embrace silence, the more you realize true peace doesn't come from the absence of noise. It comes from the stillness within. Chapter 11. Silence as a pathway to wisdom. In a world that is constantly demanding your attention, silence is often seen as a luxury, something you only experience during rare moments of solitude. But silence isn't just a break from noise, it's a doorway to something deeper. Silence is not emptiness, it's the gateway to wisdom. The more you practice being silent, the more you open yourself to insights, clarity, and understanding that would otherwise be drowned out by the noise of the world. The reason why silence is such a powerful pathway to wisdom is because it allows you to listen not just to the world around you, but to the world within. When you're constantly surrounded by noise, conversations, music, television, and the relentless stream of information, it's easy to forget how to listen to your inner voice. But silence is the space where your intuition speaks the loudest. It's in silence that you begin to hear the wisdom that comes from deep within you, the wisdom that isn't influenced by external opinions, fears, or distractions. The modern world often tells us that we need to keep talking, keep sharing, keep responding. There's an expectation that we should always be busy, always be doing something, always be expressing ourselves. But in doing so, we drown out the very thing we need to hear most, our own inner truth. Wisdom isn't found in what we say, but in what we choose not to say. It's found in the quiet moments when we stop searching for answers outside of ourselves and instead turn inward. We create the space needed to reflect, to process, and to understand. Silence teaches us to be present with ourselves, to accept our thoughts and emotions without judgment. It teaches us how to be patient, how to sit with uncertainty, and how to trust that the answers we seek will come when we stop trying so hard to force them. Wisdom flows through us when we stop trying to control it, and instead allow it to emerge naturally. You begin to see things clearly. You no longer react impulsively to the world around you. You can pause before you act, reflect on your options, and choose your response with intention. This is the gift of silence. It slows down your thoughts and emotions, helping you to gain perspective and clarity. It helps you recognize patterns in your behavior, uncover limiting beliefs, and identify areas in your life where you need to grow. Silence also allows you to cultivate a deeper connection with the present moment. In a world filled with distractions, it's easy to get caught up in the past or the future. We ruminate on past mistakes or anxiously plan for a future that hasn't yet arrived. But when you embrace silence, you allow yourself to be present. You stop worrying about what happened or what will happen, and you focus solely on what is happening right now. This is where true wisdom lies, in the present moment where everything is clear and simple. Silence is a powerful tool for learning. When you stop talking and start listening, whether to others or to your own thoughts, you open yourself to a deeper understanding of the world. You stop trying to be right all the time and start learning from every experience. You begin to see that wisdom isn't something you can just accumulate by reading books or listening to podcasts. It's something that is cultivated through mindful reflection, through the ability to absorb knowledge, and through the willingness to sit with the discomfort that arises when you don't have all the answers. The more you embrace silence, the more you invite wisdom into your life. The more you allow yourself to be still, the more you open yourself to the quiet truths that can only be heard in the absence of noise. Wisdom is not a loud voice. It's a quiet whisper that speaks to you in the moments of stillness. And the more you practice silence, the more you'll discover how much you've been missing by drowning out that inner voice. Make silence a regular part of your life. Create space in your day for stillness, whether through meditation, quiet walks, or simply sitting in silence. As you do, you'll begin to uncover the wisdom that has always been there, waiting for you to listen. Silence will guide you, teach you, and lead you toward a life of greater clarity, understanding, and peace. In silence, you will find the wisdom you've been seeking all along. Chapter 12. Activating the Law of Attraction. The law of attraction is not some abstract concept or magical formula. It is, at its core, a reflection of the energy you emit into the world. You attract what you are, not just what you want. The energy you send out through your thoughts, feelings, and actions determines the experiences you draw into your life. If you want to create a life of abundance, peace, and fulfillment, you must first learn to cultivate the right energy within yourself. And it begins with understanding that your inner state is the key to everything. The law of attraction works because everything in the universe is energy. Your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and the things you manifest into your life. You are constantly emitting energy, whether you realize it or not. This energy is magnetic. It pulls in experiences, people, and opportunities that match your frequency. If your energy is positive, focused, and aligned with your desires, you will attract situations that mirror that vibration. But if your energy is filled with doubt, fear, or negativity, you will find yourself attracting more of the same. This is why the first step to activating the law of attraction is to become aware of your current energy. What kind of thoughts are you thinking? What emotions are you carrying? Are you focused on abundance, or are you stuck in scarcity? Do you feel worthy of the things you desire, or do you doubt your ability to receive them? The answers to these questions will reveal the type of energy you are radiating. If you find that your thoughts and emotions are not aligned with the life you want to create, start by shifting your focus. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Too often, we spend our energy on worrying about what could go wrong or what we fear will happen. But the law of attraction operates on the principle that like attracts like. If you are constantly focused on fear, doubt, and what you don't have, you will attract more of the same into your life. The next step is to shift your mindset to one of abundance. Instead of seeing the world as a place of lack and limitation, begin to see it as a place of endless possibilities. There is more than enough for everyone. There is enough love, success, money, health, and happiness for all. When you believe in abundance, you open yourself to receiving more of it. You start to attract opportunities, relationships, and resources that align with your abundant mindset. But belief alone is not enough. You must align your actions with your intentions. The law of attraction works when your thoughts and feelings are backed by inspired action. You can't simply wish for something to happen and expect it to fall into your lap. You must take steps toward your desires, even if they are small steps. Action creates momentum, and momentum propels you toward your goals. It is through action that you show the universe you are serious about your intentions. One of the most powerful tools for activating the law of attraction is visualization. When you imagine yourself living the life you desire, you align your energy with that vision. Visualization helps you see the possibility of your dreams becoming reality, and it strengthens your belief that you are worthy of achieving them. By vividly imagining your goals, you create a mental and emotional connection to them. This connection fuels your motivation and helps you attract what you need to make your vision a reality. Another crucial aspect of the law of attraction is gratitude. When you are grateful for what you have, you send out the signal that you are content and open to receiving more. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already have, which in turn attracts more things to be grateful for. It's not about waiting for everything to be perfect before you feel thankful. It's about recognizing the abundance already present in your life and giving thanks for it. The more grateful you are, the more reasons you'll find to be grateful. Trust is essential in activating the law of attraction. Trust that the universe will bring you what you need in the perfect timing. Sometimes things won't happen immediately, and that's okay. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it's meant to. The law of attraction is not about forcing things into existence. It's about aligning yourself with the energy of your desires and allowing them to manifest naturally. Trust that you are deserving of what you want and that the universe is always working in your favor. To activate the law of attraction, start by tuning into your energy. Shift your focus to positivity, abundance, and trust. Take inspired action, visualize your dreams, practice gratitude, and trust that the universe will deliver. Remember, you attract what you are, not just what you want. So, become the energy that aligns with your dreams, and watch as your reality shifts to match it. Chapter 13. Surrounding yourself with inspiration. The people you surround yourself with, the environments you immerse yourself in, and the media you consume all have a profound effect on your mind, your energy, and your life. You might think that your inner world is solely shaped by your thoughts and actions, and while that is true, the external world influences your internal state more than you realize. Your environment is either uplifting or draining you, consciously or unconsciously, and if you want to live a life of peace, growth, and fulfillment, you must consciously curate the people, places, and experiences you allow into your world. Surrounding yourself with inspiration doesn't just mean filling your life with things that make you feel good in the moment. It means surrounding yourself with things, people, and environments that encourage you to grow, to think bigger, and to move toward your highest potential. It means creating a space, physically, mentally, and emotionally, that nurtures your dreams and supports your values. One of the most powerful ways to surround yourself with inspiration is by being mindful of the people you spend time with. The energy of those around you influences your own energy. If you are constantly surrounded by people who complain, who are stuck in negativity, or who hold you back, it will be harder for you to stay positive and motivated. But when you surround yourself with individuals who inspire you, who encourage you, and who challenge you to be better, you begin to see the world through a different lens. The right people will help you see your potential, push you beyond your limits, and celebrate your victories, no matter how small. They will elevate your energy and help you rise to the occasion just by being in their presence. But it's not just about people. It's also about the environments you place yourself in. The physical space you live in, work in, and spend time in affects your mental state. A cluttered, chaotic environment can make your mind feel just as cluttered and chaotic. A clean, organized, and peaceful environment can help you feel calm, focused, and energized. Take a moment to evaluate your surroundings. Does your space reflect the person you want to become? Does it inspire you, calm you, or motivate you? If not, it might be time to make changes. Whether it's adding plants, organizing your space, or simply getting rid of items that no longer serve you, creating an environment that aligns with your goals can have a significant impact on your mindset. Another powerful source of inspiration is the media you consume. Every book you read, every podcast you listen to, every social media feed you scroll through is feeding your mind. You may not realize it, but these things shape your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions. If you're constantly consuming content that brings you down, that spreads negativity, or that distracts you from your goals, it will be much harder to stay focused and inspired. But if you consciously choose to fill your mind with uplifting, motivational, and educational content, you are feeding your mind with fuel for growth. Whether it's reading books that inspire you, listening to podcasts that expand your knowledge, or following social media accounts that align with your values, you can curate your digital environment to support your highest self. Surrounding yourself with inspiration also means creating experiences that nourish your soul. Life can get busy, and it's easy to get caught up in the routine of work, responsibilities, and obligations. But if you never take time to nurture your passions, to do things that bring you joy, or to take a break from the demands of life, your inspiration will start to fade. It's important to make time for activities that spark your creativity, fill your heart with happiness, and help you feel alive. Whether it's traveling, exploring new hobbies, spending time in nature, or simply enjoying moments of stillness, these experiences recharge you and help you reconnect with your purpose. The energy you put out into the world is a direct reflection of the energy you allow into your life. If you surround yourself with positivity, inspiration, and growth, you will naturally become more positive, inspired, and focused on growth. You will start to notice opportunities where you once saw obstacles, and you will begin to attract the things you want in life because you are operating from a place of elevated energy and intention. Take a good look at the people, places, and experiences that surround you. Do they uplift you or drain you? Do they inspire you or hold you back? It's time to consciously curate your life, to fill it with the things that will push you forward, not hold you back. Surround yourself with inspiration and watch how your life transforms. Chapter 14. Overcoming Doubts and Fears. Doubt and fear are two of the most powerful forces that can hold you back in life. They are the silent saboteurs that whisper in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough to pursue your dreams. They make you question your abilities, your worth, and your potential. But here's the truth you need to understand. Doubt and fear are not truths. They are just feelings. And just like all feelings, they are temporary. They don't define who you are or what you are capable of. The first step in overcoming doubt and fear is recognizing them for what they are: distractions. Fear is a natural response to uncertainty, and doubt often comes when we're about to step into something new or unfamiliar. But what if you realize that fear and doubt are signs you're on the right path? What if the very presence of these feelings was a sign that you're pushing against the boundaries of your comfort zone where real growth happens? The fear you feel, the doubts that cloud your mind, are simply signs that you're stretching towards something bigger than yourself. They are the growing pains of transformation. When you learn to recognize fear and doubt as temporary emotions and not permanent truths, you take away their power. You stop letting them control your decisions. Fear might tell you to hold back, to stay small, to play it safe. But when you understand that fear is just your mind reacting to the unknown, you can choose to move forward despite it. The key is to not let your emotions dictate your actions. One of the most effective ways to overcome fear is by taking small, consistent actions toward your goals. Action is the antidote to fear. The more you act, the less power fear has over you. Each step you take, no matter how small, builds confidence. The more you push through your fears, the more you realize that you are capable of far more than you initially believed. Fear is not the enemy. In fact, fear can be a powerful ally when you learn to use it as a signal that you're about to break through to something greater. The more you step into the unknown, the more familiar it becomes. Doubt is a different form of fear, and it often arises when you're questioning your worth or abilities. But just like fear, doubt thrives when you give it attention. The more you focus on what you can't do or what might go wrong, the more your doubt grows. Instead of listening to the voices of doubt, start reaffirming your strengths and focusing on your past successes. You've overcome challenges before, and you will overcome them again. Remind yourself of the times when you've faced adversity and come out stronger. Doubt is often rooted in past experiences or imagined failures, but the future is always open to change. Your story is still being written, and you have the power to change the narrative. Another powerful way to overcome doubt is by shifting your perspective. Often we doubt ourselves because we are afraid of failure or rejection. But what if you saw failure as part of the process? What if you viewed each setback as a lesson, a stepping stone toward your ultimate success? When you embrace failure, not as a sign of defeat, but as an opportunity to learn, you begin to see doubt for what it really is, a fear of the unknown and a barrier to progress. Every successful person has experienced failure. It's not about avoiding it. It's about learning to get back up every time you fall. Overcoming doubt and fear also requires you to develop self-compassion. Often, we are our own harshest critics. We hold ourselves to unrealistic standards, and when we fall short, we doubt our worth. But the truth is, you are worthy simply because you exist. You don't need to be perfect to be valuable. Embrace your imperfections and treat yourself with kindness, just as you would treat a friend who is struggling. Understand that it's okay to feel fear and doubt. It doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're human. What matters is what you do in the face of those feelings. Trust is a crucial part of overcoming doubt and fear. Trust in yourself, in your abilities, and in the process of life. Trust that the steps you are taking are leading you toward your goals. Trust that the universe, God, or whatever higher power you believe in, has a plan for you. Trust that the challenges you face are shaping you into the person you need to become. When you have trust in the journey, the doubt and fear lose their grip. You begin to take action with faith, not just in the outcome, but in yourself. Overcome doubt and fear, you must be willing to embrace discomfort. The path to growth is rarely easy, but it is always worth it. Remember, fear is a sign that you are growing. Doubt is a sign that you are reaching for something greater. They are not barriers. They are the very markers of progress. The more you face them head-on, the more you will grow into the person you are meant to be. Chapter 15. Protecting your energy from draining forces. In life, there will always be people, situations and environments that drain your energy. It's an inevitable part of human interaction. But while you can't always control what comes at you, you can control how much you allow it to affect you. Protecting your energy is one of the most important things you can do for your well-being, mental clarity, and overall happiness. The energy you give out into the world should be just as important as the energy you receive from it. If you aren't mindful, the energy of others, the demands of life, and the negativity around you can leave you feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, and out of balance. One of the first steps to protecting your energy is setting boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. They are simply guidelines that let others know what is acceptable and what is not. Boundaries help you protect your space, emotionally, mentally, and physically, so that you don't get caught up in situations or relationships that drain your life force. Whether it's saying no to a request that doesn't align with your values, stepping away from negative conversations, or distancing yourself from toxic people, setting boundaries is an essential act of self-care. Without boundaries, you allow your energy to be consumed by everything around you, leaving nothing for yourself. It's also important to recognize the people who drain your energy. Some people, intentionally or not, may constantly demand your time, attention, or emotional labor without giving anything back. These relationships can be emotionally exhausting and leave you feeling depleted. It's not about labeling anyone as toxic or bad, but about being aware of how certain interactions affect you. Take a moment to reflect on your relationships. Are there people who consistently leave you feeling drained, upset, or unmotivated? If so, it might be time to reassess how much energy you're giving them and how much energy you're receiving in return. This doesn't mean you have to cut people out of your life entirely, but it does mean you need to prioritize your own well-being and find a balance. Negative environments can also be major energy drainers. Whether it's a chaotic work environment, a toxic social media feed, or being in places that make you feel stressed or anxious, the energy around you has a powerful impact on your state of mind. To protect your energy, you need to be conscious of where you spend your time and who you spend it with. Create spaces in your life that are nurturing and uplifting. This might mean taking breaks from social media, seeking out more positive or peaceful environments, or even setting aside time for self-reflection in a calm, quiet space. Remember, the environments we expose ourselves to shape our thoughts, feelings, and energy, so choose carefully where you place yourself. Another key to protecting your energy is learning to protect your mind. Your thoughts are a powerful force. What you think about, you bring into your life. If you constantly think about negative things, past mistakes, or worst-case scenarios, your energy will follow that path. Instead, practice shifting your focus to more positive, uplifting, and empowering thoughts. This doesn't mean ignoring your problems, but rather approaching them with a mindset that empowers you to handle them calmly and effectively. Negative self-talk is an energy drain, so start replacing it with affirmations, gratitude, and self-compassion. Recognize when your thoughts start to spiral into negativity and consciously choose to redirect them toward what you want to create in your life. Self-care practices are another vital tool in energy protection. Regularly taking time to care for your body, mind, and soul helps you recharge and replenish your energy. Whether it's through exercise, meditation, spending time in nature, or simply taking a nap, self-care isn't just about feeling good. It's about maintaining your energy reserves so you can face the world with clarity and strength. When you neglect yourself, you start to feel drained, unmotivated, and overwhelmed. But when you invest in activities that nourish and rejuvenate you, you increase your ability to protect your energy and deal with life's challenges effectively. Practice emotional detachment. This doesn't mean you stop caring about others or become cold-hearted. It means you learn how to experience and feel emotions without letting them control you. It's easy to get caught up in someone else's emotional storm, but when you allow yourself to be swept up in the chaos, you lose your peace. Instead, practice stepping back and observing emotions from a distance. Acknowledge them, feel them, but don't let them dictate your reactions or your energy. When you maintain emotional detachment, you stay centered and grounded, even in the most intense situations. Be selective with your time. Time is one of the most precious resources you have, and once it's gone, you can't get it back. Protect your energy by choosing how you spend your time wisely. Spend time doing things that fulfill you, that align with your purpose, and that bring you joy. If something or someone drains you, it's okay to say no or step away. Protecting your energy is about prioritizing what truly matters and not giving away your time and attention to things that don't serve your higher good. Protecting your energy isn't about shutting yourself off from the world. It's about maintaining a sense of balance. It's about knowing when to give and when to step back, when to engage and when to withdraw, and when to preserve your peace. By setting boundaries, curating your relationships, and practicing self-care, you can protect your energy and create a life that is filled with positivity, clarity, and peace. Your energy is sacred. Treat it with the care and respect it deserves. Conclusion: embrace your calm, live your truth. Throughout this journey, we've explored how to cultivate a calm mind, protect your energy, and embrace the silence that leads to clarity and wisdom. And now, it's time for you to take the next step. You've learned that peace is not something you find by escaping the chaos of the world, but something you create within yourself through intentional actions, mindful practices, and a deep connection to your inner truth. The world will always throw challenges your way. There will always be distractions, doubts, and fears that try to pull you off course. But with a calm mind, you are no longer at the mercy of these forces. You have the power to choose how you respond. When your mind is centered, you can navigate life's storms with grace and resilience. Your peace is not a luxury. It is your greatest strength. The journey doesn't end here. This is just the beginning. The calm you seek is already within you. It's there, waiting to be accessed every time you breathe deeply, every time you choose silence over noise, every time you reclaim your energy from the things that drain you. You have the power to shape your life by mastering your mind. When you create stillness within, the world around you begins to reflect that same peace. Let go of the chaos. Let go of the doubt. Let go of the fear. Embrace your calm. You deserve to live a life that is aligned with your highest self, a life where peace is not a fleeting moment, but a permanent state of being. The world needs your calm. Your family, your friends, your colleagues, everyone around you will benefit from the peace you cultivate within. It's time to live your truth. Stand strong in your inner peace. Make it a habit, make it a practice, and soon you will find that the calm you've created will become a magnetic force that attracts everything you need to create the life of your dreams. You've learned to calm your mind, and in doing so, you've unlocked the power to create the life you've always wanted. Peace is not found in the absence of chaos. It's found in your ability to remain steady no matter what the world throws at you. Keep moving forward, one breath at a time. Your calm is your superpower. Let it guide you to your greatest potential.